Hey spooky pretties, I'm back today with something a little new and different. I have hinted and talked about that I would be adding cooking videos to my channel, and I'm starting off with this. I've come up with something a little fun and festive for the holiday season. I'm going to be doing a 12 Days of Christmas series, starting today, December 14th, going all the way through to December 25th. I'm going to be posting a video each day, and in each video I will be baking one Christmas cookie or treat of some kind and tasting a different flavor of hot chocolate each day. And I thought this would be something fun to do because, as we've talked about, I love cooking. I love baking around the holiday season, and since work is kind of non-existent at the moment due to COVID, I thought this would be something to lift my holiday spirits while work was slow and also include you guys in on this. So follow along, let me know if you try any of these recipes, or please send me recipes you think I might like to try in the future. So today is day one, and I am making one of the staple Christmas cookies, but with a little twist. I'm going to be making gingerbread cakelets. And I actually received this pan from my mother. It's a cakelet pan with gingerbread people, makes 6. And the first step, besides preheating the oven to 350 degrees, is to grease it with butter and then flour it as well. So I've done that. The ingredients you'll need today, I'm just going to go ahead and read them. And I got this recipe actually off the pan itself. So this is the first time I'm using it, so hopefully it turns out delicious. But you'll need half a cup of white sugar, half a cup of butter, which is a full stick, 8 tablespoons, 1 large egg, 1 cup molasses, 2.5 cups all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, half a teaspoon of ground cloves, and a cup of hot water. So that's our ingredients for today. The first step is we cream together the sugar and the butter. I've already got the stick of butter in here. It's softened a bit. And now I'm going to add the half a cup of sugar. So I'm going to cream together the butter and the sugar. So this is mostly all together. It should be a pale yellow color. All right, so that looks about right. Sometimes you get a little dirty while cooking, or you know, if you're like me, you've got a dog underfoot who cleans up your mess. All right, the next step would be to beat in the egg, the molasses, and then we set aside. So let's beat in the egg. Interesting smell to it. This actually might be my first time cooking with molasses. So I'm just gonna stir this all together. Now, my dog is patiently waiting at my feet for me to spill something again. Anybody else have that problem? So it says to set this aside. And then in a separate bowl, which I don't think this bowl is going to be big enough, I'm gonna have to go grab another one. In a separate bowl, we put together the flour, the baking soda, the salt, the cinnamon, ginger, and the cloves. And then we blend it in to the mixture I just made of butter, sugar, and molasses. So this bowl should be big enough for the flour. So it says flour. and then a half teaspoon of ground cloves. Smells yummy. Oh, cloves are the best. Anybody else love the scent of cloves? So we mix all of this together, sift it. So now we're going to blend this into my molasses, butter, and sugar mixture. I'm gonna do a little, about half at a time. A lot of mixing in this recipe. All right, I think it's ready for the other half. By the way, Hufflepuff for life, man. It's gonna be interesting getting this into the cakelet pan. Best part of baking, aside from tasting it and decorating, is the smells that you get. I'm glad I've recently obtained new arm muscles because this is really thick. Last ingredient, 1 cup of hot water, which will make this not so thick. Okay, so I've got my hot water and I stir it in. Oh yes, this is turning into a lovely, more cakey, smooth batter with the water mixed in now. All right, so now I think we are good to divide evenly into the cakelet pan. All right, let's start with this because there's some batter left. These are pretty dang full. Kind of give them a little shake, get it all into the crevices. I have a decent amount of batter left. It was supposed to make only 6 of these, and these are pretty full, and I'm sure they're gonna rise. So I don't think I'm gonna risk it. I think I'm gonna leave them as they are. Maybe I'll be able to make a couple more when I'm done. So I'll just set this extra batter to the side. So now you bake for 23 to 28 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with 23. Check with a toothpick to see if it comes out clean, and if not, I'll pop them back in for a little bit. So after that, you let them cool for a complete 10 minutes before taking them out of the pan. And then after that, you let them cool for 5 more minutes once they're out of the pan, and then you'll be good to decorate. So I'll be back in about 25 minutes. So of course, along with the gingerbread cakelets I'm making, I chose today's flavor to be gingerbread hot chocolate. I really, really hope this is good. I've never had gingerbread hot chocolate before, so let's give this a whirl. Okay, so I'm back after pulling these out of the oven. They took a full 28 minutes and about 15 minutes to cool. I will be honest with you, I don't think I buttered the pan enough because it took them a while to come out and a couple of them fell apart. And since I'm using some of them for Christmas packages for my friends, I kept the really, really good ones for them, and I kept one of the crumbly ones for me to try. I ended up cutting off the back because they were a little bulgy, so even though I had extra batter and I only filled them about 3/4 of the way up, they kind of expanded and they were really big and thick. So I cut off the back and I just kind of salvaged it into a little gingerbread dude here. Ignore the decorating, this was just thrown on to give it a little taste. But we will give this a try. Got some sprinkles and some icing. Let's see. That gingerbread has a nice spice to it. Oh, that's really good. Blends really well with this icing. It's not like an overwhelming in your face gingerbread. It's just the right amount. This is really tasty. Oh, all right, let's not forget the gingerbread hot chocolate. Oh, that's got a nice gingerbread flavor too. Also not overpowering, just enough. Oh, I really like that one. I like that one a lot. I'm gonna take another bite of this because it's so delicious. Excuse me while I enjoy my cakelet. 2 thumbs up. I'm definitely gonna have to make these more often. And definitely grease the pan extra next time so they come out nice and clean. But this is a good first attempt. It's so good. I love this recipe. So I think this was a really good opener for the 12 days of Christmas. I hope you guys stick with me for the next 11 days after watching this one. So tune in, see what all I have baking in the oven, and make it Meggy, guys. Happy holidays.